See, listen, man, women were made only for three things. They were made to obey men, to reproduce, and to take care of children. If you read the Bible, that's the only three things that women were made for. So you can argue with whoever you want to argue with. But if you read every story about every woman in the Bible, they were made to be wives, to reproduce, to obey their husbands, and to take care of children. That's the only thing that women were made for.
I'll be right back. Wait, is it this Bible, my Bible, that I said women were made for three things? Is there another Bible? Is there another Bible? Is there another Bible? Apparently, maybe I'm reading another Bible, because I know in this Bible there was a prophetess who was the one that unalived an enemy of the children of Israel. Like the king was pursuing the person, and the person came to her house and she used something to unalive the man. And I know Esther was in this Bible, and she helped save her people by being bold to go towards the king, to approach the king and help destroy the enemy of the children of Israel. Abi is another Bible. Anyway, before we continue, I need to leave this disclaimer. This video is for educational and informational purposes. It does not encourage bullying, any form of abusive behavior, or violence. Now let's get into this video. I don't know what that man was drinking for him to make that video. Anyway, let's see the response, the reaction of people to his uneducated rant.
See, listen, man, women were made only for three things. They were made to obey men, to reproduce, and to take care of children. If you read the Bible, that's the only three things that women were made for. So you can argue with whoever you want to argue with. But if you read every story about every woman in the Bible, they were made to be wives, to reproduce, to obey their husbands, and to take care of children. That's the only thing that women were made for. Women were made only for three things.
I'm sure this will be quite educational.
They were made to obey men, to reproduce, and to take care of children. If you read the Bible, that's the only three things that women were made for.
Yep, I was right. That was, in fact, educational.
So you can argue with whoever you want to argue with. But if you read every story about every woman in the Bible...
I'm not a religious person, but I have, in fact, read the Bible. And it never ceases to amaze me how an individual can read that book, or any book for that matter, and choose to interpret what they read and what they decide to learn to fit their own preconceived notions. There is actually a term for that. It's called a confirmation bias.
They were made to be wives, to reproduce, to obey their husbands, and to take care of children. That's the only thing that women were made for.
But on that note, when a person is already convinced of their own opinion about women only serving three purposes in life, they will often try to find as many sources as possible to be able to validate their own opinions and to be able to justify making such a statement. Unfortunately, in this instance, this individual chose to utilize the Bible, and unfortunately, this is one of the reasons why many Christians get a bad name.
See, listen, man, women were made only for three things. They were made to obey men.
There's still time to delete this.
They did not delete it.
They about to be on your ass. Just take it down. Just take it down.
Listen, man, women were made only for three things. They were made to obey men, to reproduce, and to take care of children.
And what were you meant to do? Stay away from toothpaste? Or maybe even a coochie repellent? Okay, I don't want to be rude, so let's give you some advice. I think you missed the lesson of developing a nice mutual relationship with them. But it sounds like you want to force yourself on them. Why? Is that what you've been taught? Or is it just too hard for you, forming a nice relationship with the partner? And if it is too hard for you, maybe you should be introduced to something called a lotion or even a shampoo. By looking at your hands, I can see you need the lotion. So start off with your dominant hand, okay? Using the lotion will not only help your hands, but it will help other organs in your body. And when you do use it on your special organ, I promise you, it would relieve the stress of the heavy, hanging, hairy peanuts you have.
Women were made only for three things. They were made to obey men.
You dropped your nuts. That boy bold. That boy bold. Hey, 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 don't even delete this. Stand on that shit. Stand on cause you know they finna in the comments.
Man, women were made only for three things. They were made to obey men, to reproduce, and to take care of children.
My guy, there is 100% chance that no woman is coming within a mile of you. But let's break it down point by point. Women were made to submit to men. Wrong. The only men who say things like that are men who feel emasculated by the presence of a strong woman. Number 2, women were made to reproduce. That's one of their only purposes. Wrong again. Not every woman can, should, or wants to be a mother and reproduce. And you should not be encouraging women who don't want to start families to do so. Also, historically, reproduction has been a way for men to force women to stay in really unhealthy, toxic, and abusive relationships. And 3, one of women's only purposes on this earth is to raise children. You guys know what's coming. Wrong. Please see previous points. On one hand, hearing men say things like this is so genuinely disappointing. But on the other hand, it's really refreshing because if men start actually being honest about how they feel, we can avoid them.
See, listen, man, women were made only for three things. They were made to obey men.
I love nothing more than when jobless men sit in a car and discuss women.
See, listen, man, women were made only for three things.
Ladies that are single, you don't have a husband. So who are you obeying? Oh, excuse me, the ring is on the wrong finger. That is why my advice is not hitting. Activated. So those of you parents now that are sending your daughters to school to be more, you are wasting your time. So please go back to archaic times. Discard any sort of progression. Get your daughters out of school. Take them back to the farm because they need to learn how to build homes. I thought that's, but if we think about it, that's what men are actually supposed to be doing if we go by that logic. Yet, we don't see a lot of men out there aspiring to be bricklayers. I've not really noticed a lot of men going out there to hunt deer for dinner. But that doesn't matter. Yes, we have grocery stores and that's where we now buy meat and we even have butchers and we are no longer in primitive time. That doesn't matter. At the end of the day, women are the only ones that should be subjected to primitive guidelines. There is no logic to it. But that is what that jobless man says. And because a man has spoken, we must all take it as gospel. Dr. Mrs. Lawson here, married 39 days. Thank you. And I hope you are all not as confused as me. This one passed me.
I thought she was going to say 39 years. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what he was drinking. I don't know what is wrong with him. I believe he put up that video like some months ago and it's still there. Some people just come on internet, say rubbish just to go viral sometimes. But this is a whole lot of rubbish. I'm someone that is very vocal about female education, empowering females, because I know that I will not be here with these opportunities that I've had if my grandmother was not determined that our children would go to school, go to university. If she did not hustle away, because my grandmother sold food on the streets of Lagos Island. She sold food, she sold provision, she did what she had to do, especially when the person that she married was not involved in the children's welfare, that which is my mom and her sibling. So she made sure, even though she was not super educated, she made sure that no, my children must go to school. And if she discriminated and said, oh, the males should go, the females should not go, I will not be here. I will not have a Bachelor of Pharmacy degree. I will not have a Master of Public Health degree. I will not have won a scholarship award from the University of Nottingham, because my mom was a doctor, and because of the opportunities that my mom had, I was able to go to pharmacy school. I was able to get my master's. I was able to do anything I want to do. I've never been restricted because I'm a female. Then this person, thank God my grandmother was not listening to people like him. Any which way, that's not his concern. It is not the concern of so many people. I would love to hear your comments. Do you think he said anything sensible? Do you think he has a point? Do you think he was just spouting nonsense, like I said? Please leave your comments in the comment section. It would be nice to read your comments and discuss about the whole issue. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.